When I was a child, my mom always told me, Angel, when you were born, all the angels came from heaven. Do you know why? Because you're special. On June 16, 2018, I launched my show, Have Faith, Let It Begin. I always wanted to change the world, share my personal testimony, share real-life stories and motivational topics to set out to go out and change the world. Join me each and every week, Monday through Friday at 6 a.m., because this is a show all about faith. My name is Angel, and welcome to Have Faith, Let It Begin. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Have Faith, Let It Begin. My name is Angel. Well, as we've said many times, life can throw a curveball. Things happen, and life can change. Well, over the last couple of months, well, I should say 2 months now, my life has changed in many ways. Some for the good, some for the better, and some for, not so good. As we all know, my daughter was born on November 20th, and during that time, my life has changed. I know a lot of you out there are parents, and some of you aren't. So the ones that are parents, you know exactly what I'm going to talk about. For those that are not parents, strap on your seatbelt. Make sure your tray tables are in upright positions. Because here's a quick little overview as to the things that have happened once you become a father or a mother. Your life changes. Your sleeping patterns change. Your way of thinking changes. Never thought I could love something so much in a matter of a second. I always thought that when I met my wife, it was, true love. And of course, I'm not comparing my love for my daughter against my love for my wife, but it's a different type of love. It's a different type of unconditional protective love. And don't get me wrong, it's awesome. But it is something to get used to. So the reason why I started off with that is because as we get older, life changes. Our way of life can change. We can meet new people, new friendships, develop new relationships, and our change of life gets slightly altered. Again, some for the good, some for the better, and sometimes not so good. One of the things that I remember from my past is getting involved in new management, new jobs, new career paths. Some of you out there have been given an opportunity for a new position, and that's awesome. I know a lot of you have reached out to me for prayer. Some of you have said, listen, I need this to happen, and we've prayed for you, and the grace of God, it has happened. But now, your way of life, your change of life, will change. And that's okay. Sometimes we get promoted, and our structure, our time management changes our way of life. Sometimes when we have bills, and we have to work second or third jobs, our way of thinking, our time management, our life, again, changes. Your car breaks down, or you're feeling well, it puts us in a different type of change. Our life continues to be altered. We've done episodes on the show about change. Some of us like change. Some of us can't stand change. Some of us are scared of change. I want to invite you to think in a different way with my own personal testimony. And that is understanding your surroundings. Understanding that when your life changes, whether it's a new friendship, new relationship, you should not change. I know I kind of said that life changes and your way of thinking changes, but you yourself should not change. Yeah, maybe you have to think about things a little differently, but your personality, the person that God has made you, should not change. You should not be someone you're not to impress another person. You should not try to be something different to feel like you fit in. Don't always assume that you're being left out. Always know that you're included, because God has included you into this world. God has put you here on earth. Change doesn't always have to be a negative thing. A different lifestyle and way of thinking and moving things around as far as your aptitude for where you want to maneuver yourself in the workforce, in church, relationships. Did not really change who you are. Now, let me contradict myself. There are times where people have changed because of other people's actions. Maybe more example. My wife said something to me on our wedding day. It was one of her vows. I'm paraphrasing. She said, actually, I don't have to paraphrase. I know exactly how she said it. But she says, I love you not just because of who you are, because who I am around you. That's amazing. That's your actions speaking louder than words. But it's not me making her change. It's my actions and my way of never changing who I am. Allowing others who have chosen to think a certain way because of other people or other influences that make that person or persons feel in a different and more brighter light. There's so many individuals right now that are suffering with so many different types of obstacles. You know, one of the hardest things I feel that is difficult for me is watching loved ones go through pain. Watching loved ones suffer or appear to suffer because they come across so different. How do I explain that? I know individuals out there that I've always believed have had anger towards certain things or certain people. But to watch people become so angry and have short fuses and take things out on other individuals breaks my heart. Because I know that their intentions inside are good. And I know that they love their families. And I know that at times the good comes out. But why is it so often it is overshadowed and overclouded by the bad? It is remarkable and sad how many times I see loved ones' attitudes change because they feel as if everyone is out to get them. Don't feel that way if you do that way this morning, folks. Don't allow yourself to feel as if you are unable to overcome obstacles. It's just not healthy. You know, last week I talked about how you're not alone. We're never alone, folks. God is with you. As you deal with change, as you deal with struggle, as you deal with heartache, as the storms feel as if they're coming one after the other, and they start to grab hold of you, don't allow that to put yourself in a position to feel as if you're not in control. Because you are in control. God is with you. Now, I know I started off by talking about change of life, but it always goes hand in hand with other things. And that's really what this episode is about. You see how quickly this episode can alter and change. I'm going to continue on with this topic all week, but I'm going to show you different types of things that have happened, and I'm going to share with you on the next episode on how my life began to change when I was living in Providence, Rhode Island. I have never truly, my friend was telling me, he says, Brian says, you never really got detailed about some things. I says, let's do that. So it's time to get a little bit more detailed as to the things that have occurred in my past and how I overcame so many different obstacles. For now, let me leave it at this. Let me conclude by saying this. Change is okay. Changing who you are for other people's benefits is something you need to think about. Never change who you are for other people. Always be yourself. But don't be afraid to take a step back and say, well, I get it. Maybe there's some things that I could fix or do differently. Think about that this morning. Have faith. Let it begin. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. You're going to hear episodes, me recording live as my daughter in the background, Ariel, will probably cry. You'll hear background noises like phone calls. And right on the cue, she's starting to cry. Don't worry, everybody. We're going to continue on like never before. And with Ariel in the background, knowing that in the future you're going to hear yourself crying like this, Mama, yeah, say hi to everybody out there. We just want to encourage each and every one of you to join us every single weekday, Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Join me, Ariel, my family, and everyone as we continue our journey. For Have Faith, Let It Begin, my name is Angel. Say goodbye, Ariel. Say bye. And bye.